So there's a treat that I grew up eating and it just takes me back to my childhood, and that is flapjacks. The basic ingredient is rolled oats. I'm going to jazz mine up a little bit by adding pepitas and raisins, but they are actually quite sugary normally. So I'm going to use this clever product that is all about reducing the amount of sugar by about a quarter. So this is sugar mixed with monk fruit, which is a natural sweetener, doesn't raise your blood glucose levels, doesn't add any kilojoules or calories. So it's just a clever way of getting the sweetness without quite so much sugar. I'm going to make it into a syrup in my pan here, just by adding some water and then letting that sugar dissolve into the water. Now, while that is making my syrup, I'm just going to line my baking tray with my Glad Bake so that it doesn't stick. The worst thing is when you bake this and then you can't get it out of the pan. So just use Glad Bake. Okay, now I've got my sugar syrup in the pan. Just make sure that's nicely dissolved in. And I'm going to add in my rolled oats, my raisins, and some pepitas. And then the last ingredient is just some extra virgin olive oil. And then we tip that into our lined baking tray. Spread it out. So press that down nicely into the tin just to help it to all firm up and stick together. And you don't want the oats to burn, so pop this into an oven at about 160, and it'll take, depending on your oven, you know, between 20 and 30 minutes. So check it after 20 minutes. As it's starting to turn golden brown, it's perfect and ready to remove from the oven. So I've let my flapjacks cool in the tin a little bit until it's cool enough to handle. Then I'm just going to pull it out. How good does that look? Now don't worry if this is a little bit rustic. You're going to chop it roughly into bars. And wrap these in baking paper to put in the kids' lunchboxes. Or that is the perfect nibble with your cuppa or your coffee in the morning. And do you know what? The broken one on the dish gets to be the cooked. Yum.